Okay, so to get started, just a couple general things. Your audio tracks don't matter, so if you ever have a problem where something happens in the background that makes a lot of noise, it's okay, you don't need to refilm. We're going to set this all to a background track anyway, so don't worry about that. Also, if you haven't already listened to the music, I would recommend that you go ahead and do that before watching this video. I'll be making references to it as I go along. I'll be playing the music when I demonstrate everything after I've explained what we're doing, but it will certainly be helpful to you to know what I'm talking about before then. Okay, so on that note, getting started. The music opens, and then there's this guitar riff, and then about 3/8 counts later, there's the start of a long narration. So during those 3/8 counts, we're just walking in two different directions, and it's very sad, it's very solemn, it's kind of like a funeral procession. Style note, I would really like for everybody to be wearing masks during this part. We're kind of making a little bit of a riff on the COVID thing with this narration, so yeah, it would be great if you could do that. Okay, so another thing is that we're going to be walking in different directions, so if you want to walk with your right side facing the camera or your left side facing the camera, it really doesn't matter, but each step takes 2 counts. And we're going to be dividing this such that different videos kind of sequentially go along the screen. But at the end of these walks, we're going to be stopping and we get all sad. It's like we're at a funeral, we're off to the side, there's like, you know, crying, nothing too distracting because there's going to be a narrator talking in the middle, but I trust your acting abilities. And from everybody, we need at least 4 steps in one direction, and then you stop and you get sad, and then that sadness and everything continues through the length of the narration. So don't just stop it once your steps are done. Another general note is that some of these things might change depending on how many videos we actually get. So if there's a slight discrepancy when you see the finished product from what I'm saying here, don't be surprised. I'm trying to teach it in a way that will give us the most flexibility. We will certainly get everybody in who submits something, but yeah, just be aware that might not be quite the same. Okay, so now I'll play what I'm talking about here. My laptop wants to go. So this is the guitar, and here's when the stepping starts. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's really actually like 2.5 8 counts. On 5 or 6 of the third 8 count is when the narration starts, and that's when everybody should be sad to decide. So I'm going to demonstrate it in both directions, just so that we don't have a bias in where we get videos, but only send in one direction. Don't switch directions like I'm about to do. So you get the idea. And that continues. I stopped it, of course, but throughout the entire narration, which takes maybe 30 seconds, you're off to the side and you're crying, or you're, you know, whatever you do when you're being slightly over the top at a funeral. It is supposed to be a little bit silly, so just don't go too crazy again, because we don't want to distract too much. Okay, so next section.